Welcome to Ask a Member, a program of the Adrian Area Chamber of Commerce. I'm Ann Hughes, president of the Chamber, and it's my pleasure today to welcome Julie Conley, Education Coordinator for MSU's Hidden Lake Gardens. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, and then let's talk about some of the education things. And how did you get to be Education Coordinator?
I've always loved gardens. My grandpa had a great garden, and I think a lot of people come to gardening with their grandparents through a grandparent's garden. And as passionate as I am about plants and gardens and being outside, I through a couple false starts in different careers, realized that sharing my love of people and sharing my love with plants is really where I was meant to be. So I've been at the gardens for about a year now, and I'm thoroughly enjoying my time there. It's such a great place.
Okay, what's your background? Did you go to Michigan State?
No, I went to University of Illinois,
okay.
And then University of Delaware for my master's degree in garden administration.
Okay, so that's really where your background is. And
yes, I've had a lot of involvement with gardens. Have worked at probably half a dozen through my career, and have studied extensively, and have a deep appreciation for what a garden brings to a community. It's a place to learn, obviously, where people can get hard knowledge of plants and animals, and but also learn about larger concepts about sustainability and how we live on the planet and interact with all the species that we share the planet with. The other thing that I think a garden brings is an experience. We're so digital now, we're so plugged in, and it's really nice to have an authentic experience. You can watch a YouTube video of a frog call, but it's so different to actually hear the call and try and figure out where the call is coming from, and then catch the frog, and then hold the frog, and smell the pond and feel his skin. So
not the same at all.
No, we provided a space for authentic experiences, and I really think that in as we continue to get more digital and more connected, I think those are great things, but there's a deeper need for authentic experiences. And right along that, I think gardens are a fantastic place to just be. We're so busy and connected and busy and busy and busy, and sometimes it's really nice to just unplug and just breathe. And that the gardens provide a fantastic space for that.
I like that term, well, both your terminology about authentic experience as compared to digital, and then just be.
Right.
And I have a friend the other day retired, and they asked her what she was going to do next, and she said, for a while, I'm just going to be.
Yes.
And Hidden Lake Gardens is just, if you want to just be, it's the absolute best place to be.
755 acres of just being.
Oh, if somebody hasn't been at the gardens, what will they find when they go?
It's the gardens is 755 acres, and probably 250, 300 are under cultivation, so that leaves a significant portion that are wild with hiking trails. We have 6 miles of driving trails, paved roads, and over 10 miles of hiking trails. And there's a couple signature collections that are really special. Of course, our conifer collection is nationally renowned. We have some plants that are only found in that conifer collection, and for someone that doesn't have a love of conifers, it just means cone-bearing plants, somewhat evergreen, not entirely all evergreens, but basically, just to experience the diversity in shape and size and texture of the plants that are there to experience the conifer collection. We also have a nationally recognized hosta collection. That's the state level hosta with over 800 varieties of just hostas alone.
Wow.
And we have, of course, the conservatories, which are magnificent year-round, but are especially wonderful when spring just won't come and winter just keeps holding on like it did this year. To go into the conservatory and smell spring was just a magical experience. And then the demonstration gardens, which are a popular site for weddings. It's a beautiful place where the staff has done a magnificent job of trialing different annual selections, and we're starting to do better about incorporating that knowledge into people's gardens, so we can share what we've learned about this petunia does well, this petunia doesn't do well, or this zinnia will get disease, or this one is disease resistant. Some of those pieces that we're learning by trial and error, we're happy to share with other people and save money and time and frustration as people install their own gardens.
Oh, that's great. So what's the best thing for you about your job?
Oh, I can't choose one. One of the best things is experiencing the gardens when I feel like I have it to myself. So I'm trying to share that, because I feel so very spoiled when I can come in early and run, or I can stay late and take a walk, and I feel like I have all of this space and it's just me. We get so few experiences where there's so much physical distance between us and other humans. It's a really cool experience. So I have a sunrise program that I'm trying to figure out ways to share that with other people, and I look forward to adding that more, because I feel a little selfish that I get access to this, and I want to share that passion and that amazing experience with other people.
Okay.
So off hours, but then the ability just to connect to people and show what power and potential a garden has.
Well, you can tell that you're passionate about it and that you love it. Now, one thing some people might not know is that you can purchase a membership for Hidden Light Gardens.
Yes.
How do you do that?
By calling the office, and they can give more information at 517-431-2060. I believe the information's online as well. Okay. And a membership allows you discounts for classes and free entrance. It's $3 admission without the entrance, and there's different levels of membership of how many people can come in free on the different levels of membership.
And if I'm not mistaken, if you have a membership card from Hidden Light Gardens, that gets you into, somebody said, 300 botanical gardens across the country?
Yes, we're part of it is. It's a reciprocal through APGA, Public Garden Association, that all registered gardens have a reciprocal agreement. So it is really a great experience for someone that's traveling or doesn't quite work. Mathi works a little bit differently, but Meyer Gardens, I believe Toledo Botanic is also a reciprocal garden. So locally, or if someone is traveling to other, it's amazing how many gardens are out there, how many botanic gardens are in the country.
That's great. Okay, people have probably seen the worm away box sitting between us.
Yes.
And we have guests. You brought guests.
I did.
They're probably not going to talk to us, but
no.
Introduce them to us.
Well, this is our vermicomposting is the scientific name for worm composting, and I throw our lunch trash in here, and the worms break that down, and it's really popular with kids, and it's a great vehicle to share, a great means to share a message about sustainability or decomposition. There's a lot of science lessons involved in the worm bin. And kids are fascinated by it. They love digging through it, and I love challenging them on does the plastic cup break down? What about the newspaper? And starting to show that what is decomposition and what doesn't, and what are we going to leave behind, and what's going to break down. So it's a lot of fun. Saturdays in July, throughout the rest of the July, I'll be in the raised bed area with the worm bin, so people can come talk to me about building their own, one of the easiest pets ever. And the kids can come explore what else is in there.
I'm not sure I want to raise a worm, but I know you brought some here for us to see as well.
I did. We'll see if we can get them to show up in a cup. If not, I can put them on the paper.
And Julie showed me but inside the worm bin before we started, and there's a lot of worms in there.
There are. It's red wigglers. Earthworms don't work, and we have two different forms. We have red worms and red wigglers in here, and the other thing that's nice about a worm bin too, my bin at home, I put shredded documents, and I've never had a worm steal my identity. So it's a great proof of.
So they're ethical and noble too.
Right. And when I'm working with the kids, I don't quite get into the scary, identity. Yeah. I just tell them I've never had a worm share my secrets. So that's enough for the kids to understand.
That.
Right.
And I've noticed as we close, you've talked a lot about you've used the term sustainability. So I would imagine you have been out to the ISD Center for the.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
It is, and it just makes sense. Whatever you believe, if we're changing or not changing, there's really no argument that we can't keep it going at the pace of consumption that we're going at. We have to really rethink every aspect of our lives, really. So I'm very excited to see that in our community. So happy that's. And so happy that it's a building that kids are going to learn, and they're going to enter the world having that as their foundation. It's fantastic.
Natural partnership between programs like yours and programs that are going to come out of that center as well. So that's great.
And they're camera shy.
So they're camera shy. They burrowed down in there. Well, thank you for bringing the worms. Thank you for coming today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, too.
Thank you.